absolute mess in both directions due to THP and a standoff there. Eastbound was originally shut down. Now, taking a look at this map, everything coming all the way from Kingston to Crab Orchard, east or west, really is shut down depending on where you are. But I want to show you what's going on. So this is a standoff with THP. We're now learning what this standoff came from, and I want to take this full just to show you the mess that we are dealing with on our interstates. Look, several ambulances there, first responders on the scene. I-40 completely shut down. This is all connected to a shooting that happened in in Livingston, Tennessee. That's in Overton County. 2 critical injuries confirmed there. 1 person airlifted to the hospital. This was at a plant there. I-40 closed in both directions. What the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security have told us is that this is in connection to that. The suspect leaving that plant in Livingston after shooting 2 people, then heading east, at least from what we can tell from this, onto I-40 in Roane County, heading eastbound through Rockwood. They say that there's a person in the car. That's what they're dealing with, a barricaded suspect in the car. No injuries in the standoff so far. That's some good news that we can report to you, but taking you back and showing you some of these other cams here on Rockwood Mountain, just a little further east of that last cam you saw. I mean, look at that. You think this is frozen. It's not frozen. The fog's there. This is just a standstill on I-40. And look at the detours. I want to show you, this is such a tricky spot for something like this to happen. Where are you going to go? Right now, really, if you're in Crossville, going up through the Catoosa Wildlife Management Area, Alpine Acres, Obed, coming over to Wartburg, backed up to Kingston over here. Take a look at this. We can see some of these things that pop up. Congestion, it shows us wrecks, accidents. This is what we're just seeing all over the place right now, especially once we get by the Kingston Fossil Plant up on Rockwood Mountain. But these delays are going to be here for some time. If you know someone who's headed eastbound, coming to, maybe coming from Crossville, maybe you're at home watching this, you need to head to East Tennessee, be aware of this right now. I mean, some of these detours, if you can get out of Crossville, we're seeing some of these backups just from people getting pushed there. Earlier, we were telling you Airport Road, which is really where that incident occurred in Roane County on the interstate, the standoff. Airport Road was our detour here. Westlaw Road here, it's all just completely backed up. Really, once you get through Rockwood, it is an absolute mess. You can see 27's looking okay. A lot of these people coming in down, getting off 70. And really, at this point, you got to deal with lakes and mountains. If you go south, you got to head down to 68 before you can make your way back north. And really, you got to keep moving east just to clear yourself of I-40 the best you can. But once again, this all stems from a shooting in Livingston, Tennessee at a plant. 2 people were hurt, 1 in critical condition there. The suspect from that plant that THP was following, or they had officers on the lookout for that car. That much is still unclear exactly how we got into the situation we find ourselves in at this hour. But that person barricaded in their car on the interstate. It appears that both directions 4 miles, at the very least 5 miles, at least eastbound lanes. And as we've been on the air, all of these closures keep popping up and popping up and popping up. Right before I started, this Ozone to Crab Orchard closure moving westbound on I-40 was not there. So that's something new that we are seeing right now. But as we just zoom in a little more, we get east of Flat Rock, and that's when we start to see this massive, massive backup. We've been staring at these same cars since about 9 o'clock this morning. Absolute mess. Keep that in mind. We're going to continue to reach out to our sources. Once again, Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security's Jason Pack released this statement to us. He says the THP and other local agencies on the scene of a barricaded subject in a vehicle, I-40 in Roane County. State troopers and THP negotiators are working to resolve the situation peacefully. TDOT's working on alternate routes. They've got air support, helicopters, different things like that. You name it. Everything going into trying to make this a peaceful resolution to the situation. You never want a situation to happen like this. Kind of the big kicker to this is it is the start of one of the busiest travel days on record of all time. The day before, for the Friday before Christmas, as people get out and about, head east, head west, especially on one of those major corridors like I-40. So we're going to continue to keep our eye on this with our sources on the ground. One more time, this is not a still frame. You can see a little bit the lights on the Tahoe from some of those, the Silverado from some of those police officers that are up there. THP, once again, the one leading this investigation. But just to give you another look at the absolute mess that is I-40 East. And here you go. This wasn't there. You see more backups on 70, people coming into Rockwood trying to get around this. The lake doesn't help, the mountains doesn't help, Wildwood areas, you know, you name it, that's an issue in terms of trying to get around this. standoff. That's simply what it is. The suspect barricaded in a standoff, all stemming from that incident in Livingston, Tennessee. We're going to continue to follow the latest on this, keep you up to date inside your WVLT News app. That's how many of you are watching this right now, and on our WVLT Facebook page, of course. Getting closer as we inch into WVLT News at noon. Our Evan Lasik is live. He will join us. He's trying to finagle his way around some of this traffic to get us a better picture, to get us more information on the ground of what is happening right now on Rockwood Mountain. I-40, both directions shut down. If you're headed east or west, know someone who is, let them know. Find an alternate. That alternate is still going to put you about an hour at least in terms of getting around some of this, because if you're going through it, right now they're not going anywhere. So stick with us the rest of the day as we continue to follow this. I'm Harry Sullivan in the WVLT Newsroom. Thanks for joining us.